Oh, it's here. I found it. The green one. The green. If you. Yeah. If you open your sheet. The first is welcome. We are meeting in a church because we could not get any other place for a very cheap accommodation. But we have been meeting this place for nearly 10 years to worship Lord Jesus Christ. So we are in a church and I am a pastor, but I'm not going to preach to you, I'm going to teach to you. So why don't we just bow down and pray that God Almighty will be here and then He will fulfill His purpose in our lives through this seminar. Loving and living Heavenly Father, we thank you for these wonderful parents and their wonderful and beautiful children who have come here to attend this first seminar in California. Gracious God, you also sent your Son, Jesus Christ, who came as the Savior of the world, but also He was the greatest teacher ever we read in the history of the world. And Father God, Son God, and Holy Spirit, who is here, will teach us today. We will learn. Jesus once said, those who have ears, let them hear. So as the parents have come with some eagerness, some desire, we pray that that will be fulfilled because of your help. We know that many signed up and many have showed up. Maybe others are on the way. So we pray that your help will be available to them so that they will reach in time and they will not miss anything in the seminar. Bless this seminar. Bless our new friendships, new fellowships. Help them to mingle with others and get to know them. That is one of the main reasons that we are conducting this seminar, to make more friendship. Bless this hour till we leave. Protect us from any evil forces which are planning to attack us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. The second one, it says self-introduction. And there are three questions. One, why am I here? And what is my expectation? How long I live in United States of America? And my children's name, if you have a child, and then their age. So it's a joy to meet some of you for the first time, especially like the person who is sitting at the back. His name is Sundar. I asked him how did he come to know about this seminar. I talked with this pastor of this church, who is the Reverend Dr. Duncan McCall. He's a white person. He's a good friend for the past many years. So I told him that we are conducting a seminar. So maybe he told him, and that's why he is here. So in various ways, we saw some of us, we saw the Facebook, some of us, we saw other things. So we are here anyway, and we have a wonderful quorum to start with. So I will start with the young people, maybe start with Rahul. So he is going to lead the youth. He's the youth leader. He traveled 2 hours from Los Angeles or Irvine or wherever, and he's a wonderful friend and a young disciple of Jesus Christ. So he will start self-introduction, but self-introduction cannot go beyond 2-3 minutes. So don't try to tell the whole story when you are born in Bombay or Gujarat or something. So, so okay, Rahul.
Yeah,
You need a microphone, and I have one.
Hello, everybody. I am Rahul Jain. I am here. That's a good question. I don't know why I'm here. I think I'm here because I wanted to see Uncle and I wanted to kind of see what the seminar was about. Wanted to learn a little bit about, I guess, the Indian diaspora and who I am. How long have I lived in the USA? I've lived here since I was born, so I'm like 36 years old. I've been here for 36 years, born and raised in Orange County. I do have one child. She's 12 years old. Her name is Valerie. And I guess if I were to describe myself in one word, I am a coconut. I am brown on the outside and white on the inside.
You already started teaching my seminar. Okay, the young people, they can just tell the name and what they are doing, studying something. You have to stand up, please.
My name's Joel. I'm studying in 10th grade.
Hi everyone, my name is Emmanuel and I'm studying in Biola University.
Hello, my name is Renita and I'm in 8th grade.
Hello everyone, my name is Rainey and I just transferred to UCSD and I study computer science.
Hi everyone, as Pastor's already introduced me, I'm Sundar. I'm here just to be a little curious about what this whole seminar is about. I've been here for I've been living in San Diego for about 10 years, but then I've been visiting the US on and off for like about 8 years before that. I've been a nomad my whole life. I've been traveling around the world, different countries, Middle East for more than half of my life, then a small stint in India, and then now I'm going to be settling in the US, I guess. So I think the seminar is going to be something, that helps me understand how parenting works, I guess. So that's it.
Give the microphone to Auntie.
My name is Gnaiah. I'm Pastor Gnaiah's wife. I don't think I need further introduction beyond that. And I love to see some of our own people, and I want to create friendship with them.
Before Elizabeth, you start, I want to dismiss the young people. You know where is the youth room? You can go through this.
Okay, we'll figure it out.
You can go through this door, and for those sitting at the 4th row, Kavin and all the others, I have made a new reservation that is called business class. So come to the business class, come. Because it will be easy for me to move around, and sometimes I will not use the microphone. Yeah. The children, you are dismissed to the class here.
Yeah. Can they stay here? Is it okay if they stay here? Is it okay if they stay? As long as they're quiet, is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wherever they are comfortable,
Yeah.
that's fine.
They just need
Because
her.
it's a new class, they may be.
Yeah.
So,
Thank
but
you.
if you want,
No,
want
they're
to
good
set
here.
up, you are welcome.
You want to go? Okay, good. Go. There.
Children, they'll have some fun.
Go see what fun they have. Do you want to go see? If you need, Mama, Papa are going to be here. Go follow sister.
Somebody needs to open the door for them because it's not so easy.
the first door.
No, that one.
Bless you. Okay.
Now Elizabeth, please.
Hi, my name is Elizabeth from India.
Hey, I'm Dhanraj, and I'm here, I'm in US for close to 18 years. I know the process, but I just want to educate myself to help others. And I have one daughter, she is Rennie, she is getting into UCSD. What else? Yeah, pretty much I covered everything.
Hello all, my name is Sanu. We are here living in San Diego for 3 years. So this seminar, I hope this, as an Indian parent, I have many questions and doubts. So I hope this seminar will helpful to raise my child in the right way. And my children's name is Dia. Her age is 6.
That's the child's age in your heart. Like she's that, she's gonna be 3 forever.
Yeah, you're right.
Hi everyone, I am Sucharita. I've been in US since 2008, but in San Diego since 2012, so about 12 years. So far, we have 2 kids, an 8-year-old Malaika and a 3-year-old Vyom. Parenting is a challenge all the time, so we're like, let's see if there are more ways to do it better, I guess. So that's why we're here, thank you. And he's my husband, he's shy, he's Anupam.
Hi, I'm Anupam. I have been here since 2012, so about 12 years now. And like she said, we have an 8-year-old, but I still call her like she's 5 years old. So she's still 5 years old in my mind.
Hi, I'm Stella. We are here in the US for about 3 years. We have 2 kids. My daughter, she's 13 years old, and my son is 8 years old. And we are here to get some knowledge about parenting.
Hi, this is Saban. I'm in US for last 3 years. I have 2 kids, one 13 years old and one 8 years old.
Hello everyone, my name is Riva. I am in USA since I think 7 years. Why I'm here is I have 2 boys. One is 8-year-old and one is 4-year-old, and they're like really naughty and tough. But I'm here to learn. When we send them out to school and everywhere, there's something different they're learning than what we learn in our church. So I'm here to learn how I can raise them up in Christ and be rooted in the Word. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Sean. I'll just correct Riva. We have been here for 9 years, not 7, but it's okay. So we have 2 kids, Noah and Ahan, 8. So it's 4 and 8. Noah is going to turn 5 soon and going to go to school. We are looking forward to that. But as Pastor Gnaiah had said when you visited, it takes a village to raise a kid, So we need all the help we can get, all the inputs we can get to basically understand how to raise our kids, and that's why we're here. It's challenging in the United States because the culture is so different. So that's what we're here to learn, to get more inputs. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Amit Khurana. I'm here to learn to parent well, and she's my wife, Margaret. We have 3 children, 2 boys. Elder one is Anand, he's 8 years old. The second one, Ashish, she's 3.5. And our daughter, she's 10 months old. And we have been here in San Diego, in the US as well, for the last 3 months. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Sabina, and we have different years since we came as students. I've been here in US since 12 years, and Johnny is here since 15 years. He's 2 years ahead of me. And why I'm here is no one prepares you for parenthood. It's a mystery as you raise child. So it would be helpful if someone unlocks it for us. So that's why we are here. And I have two kids, like we have two kids. They are Joash and Janisha. They are 6 and 7 years old.
So this is John. Yeah, I agree with Sabina, whatever she said.
The Indian way. Good morning, everyone. I am Guru. She is my wife, Kanti. We are in the US for past 15 years. We have two kids. Elder one is Akshit. He is in college. He is 20 years. Younger one is 13 years. He is in 7th grade. I think there is a parenting. You can always learn something. Even if your kid is like married, you still be a parent. You have many things to learn. So I think it's never too late, not too early to learn things about parenting. So we're looking forward to learn a few new things that will be helpful in our parenting.
I'm Kanti. Copy paste.
John, I'm here to learn.
Hi, this is Prasad. We've been in the US for the last 7 years. I have two kids, Shishir and Shans, 8 and 12 years old. It's like raising two boys is really challenging, so I thought I would learn new here something.
Hello everyone, this is Madhuri. I am the wife of Prasad, and I have two kids like Shishir and Shreya. So one is in pre-teen and the other one is like in the elementary school. So I need to learn how to raise them and how to maintain, like in each stage there is a different way of dealing with boys. So I want to learn that one, and also I don't want to be a strict parent at the same time. I want to make them to understand. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Bharat. This is my wife, Rachel. Yeah, we are here in US from 2013, almost 11 years. We are here just to know like the experiences you had when raising the kids here and what difficulties you have faced, just to get some knowledge from there and grow up our child as well in the same way, in the fear of the Lord.
Hi, this is Tejasvi. We are here. He is my spouse, Koti, and we are here for 10 years. And I have a kid. She's 8 years old. And why am I here is, so I came to know that Uncle is going to teach us rocket science today. Of course, parenting is rocket science, right? It's challenging, and we're going to keep on learning until we become grandparents, right? Thank you.
Actually, we are going in a different place, and here is very difficult to teach the kids learning and everything. We are learning something here. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Martin. I guess I'm the odd one out. I'm still single. I've been here for 25 years. I just wanted to see if the green is really the pasture is really green on the other side. But I'm here primarily to support Gnaiah uncle and Rajni auntie. Thank you.
My name is Selvi Srinivasan. My kids are very grown-up kids, married daughter, and my son is in working in Bay Area. I came here to, maybe I can share my things also. At the same time, I can learn things because I work in a school, so as a special education teacher. So I just want to work with the autism kids. I want to learn more about how to handle the kids.
Thank you. Welcome. Saravana?
No, Savannah. I'm Malini. We have two kids. Both are boys. I'm just taking the youth ministry here, and we have been here for past 2 years. We have been 10 years in Dubai and 2 years in Singapore. So we're just very glad to be here, to hearing the word of God through Uncle, and he's my husband. He will talk to you.
I'm very shy type, not like my wife.
He's selling light.
I'm Saravanan Samuel. We born and brought up in the Hindu background, but we accepted Christ 22 years ago. So we are here to learn how we'll grow with our children, with the parenting, also with the godly way. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Maybe Sabha, Stella, and Selvi, if you come to this second row, that's reserved for you. Because you have been sitting in the economy class. I promote you to the business class.
More questions.
Kavin.
Hello, Kavin. I came here with my family to US around 4.5 years back. My kid is 6 years old now. When we came here, she was around a little more than 1 year. I work for Qualcomm. She's my only child. The primary reason I'm here is back in India, we have a huge family where everybody can parent the kid. Here, it's all us, they can't. So here, particularly understanding the challenges in raising the child in US. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Does someone know how to start the AC?
It's nice.
Yeah.
Very hard.
Maybe you have to do it.
Yeah.
You're fine. Anu, it will become very cold.
Yeah.
If you turn on. No, whatever is set
It's
now.
fine.
Leave it. Thank you.
Let it be what it was.
Okay, the introduction is over. It was self-introduction. When we hear somebody's introduction, we could relate with them. We could also say, wow, they have been here for 25 years, like Brother Martin. And maybe they are here only for 3 months, like Amir. But if you look around, we all look brown. Some are light brown, some are dark brown, but we are brown, and we are Indians. And I will give my introduction in a few minutes and go to the subject. I was born in Madurai, in Tamil Nadu state, and I studied there. And I became a college teacher in Uris College, Vellore, and Bishop Weber College, Tiruchi. I was teaching my language. I was a language teacher. And then I was called by God and became a God's worker, stayed in villages, working for them, uplifting them. In the meantime, my talking, speaking increased the skill, so I was invited in to speak in some conferences, some retreats. So I only remember the big conference in 1980. There was a world conference in Edinburgh, Scotland, where I was asked to talk about the diaspora Indians. I'm going to come to the word diaspora. You can hold your notes, and if you need me. Do we have any extra? Yeah, we can give it to everyone, I think. So I'm going to come to the diaspora explanation in a few minutes. And came to USA, United States of America, with 2 kids in 1987. The older one was 11 years old, and the younger one was 5 years old. And we came to study. So we studied in a college called Fuller Theological College, and my wife got her master's in that, and I got a doctorate. And we wanted to study and we wanted to return, but we could not return because our second son, Danny, his name, became a wheelchair bound when he was 8 years old. After 3 years, he went into wheelchair. because he developed a disease called muscular dystrophy, MD they call it. And so for his sake, we stayed here. And at the same time, I'm a preacher and a teacher, so I also developed churches. I went around and started speaking. And before Danny died in 2000, when he was 18, once he said, all the muscular dystrophy children in India are my friends, so we have to help them. So in his name, because of his wish, we call that charitable foundation in India Danny and Friends, which has been helping many people, because disability comes in various forms, and this is a very rare disability even in India. So, but there are people who do not, they think that it's a polio, this and that, and waste their money. So Danny and Friends is helping them to bring an awareness and help them in possible ways. We have been doing that for more than 25 years, and we have helped hundreds and hundreds of muscular dystrophy children, and still it is going very well. And if you are interested, maybe at the end of the meeting you can talk, or we may have a separate session for that. And then we live in the United States 37 years. So 36 years I am working with Tamil and Indian immigrant people. Went through the stages. I didn't want to embarrass anybody, so some of you are in your visa stage, some of you got your green card, some of you got your citizenship. So that is the 3 stages we go. And some of us, we return after the visa expires. Some of them, we are fed up with the green card, so we threw the green card and go back to India. And some of us got the citizenship and we stay there and become a Republican or a Democrat. Now I come to the word, we start the class. So, diaspora. How many of you did not know the word? You did not know what is diaspora? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Diaspora is a large group of people with similar heritage or homeland who have since moved out to places all over the world. Especially in California, especially in San Diego, we see lots and lots of people moving from various cultures, from various diaspora. This was in the Bible before. The Jewish people were scattered all around the world. So they were called the Jewish diaspora. But now it is not a biblical word, it's a secular word. You can even Google it. It's a diaspora study, it's a diaspora research, and so many things are going on. And if you turn to the 4th page of my notes, there is a picture. And the picture says the Encyclopedia of the Indian Diaspora. It's an amazing book. I bought that for $100 a few years ago. And then now I Googled before coming here, it's $200. So I was very happy, but I was very unhappy when they said used book is sold for $15. so I said I will recommend that to my seminar people, that they can Google it and buy that and keep it in the library. Even if you don't read it, just keep it for the picture's sake. It's amazing pictures in the encyclopedia. The term diaspora, I'm reading the notes. The term diaspora comes from an ancient Greek word meaning to scatter about. And that's exactly what the people of diaspora do. They scatter from their homeland to places across the globe, spreading their culture as they go. The Bible refers to the diaspora of Jews exiled from Israel by the Babylonians. But the word is now also used more generally to describe any large migration of refugees or culture. You are all first generation. I am a first generation Indian who moved from Tamil Nadu, India to California, United States of America. And I conduct a Tamil church, and I was an Indian pastor, Indian church pastor for 30 years. You know, that church was called East-West Community Church. And in the beginning, what we did was, we announced biryani will be there every week. Nice chapatis will be there. Nice chicken kurma will be there. So people flocked. And they renamed my EWCC, East West Community Church, into Eat Well Community Church. We longed for our Indian food. Somebody said 25 years, somebody said 15 years, somebody said 5 years, somebody said 3 months. We long for it. And sometimes we only get the McDonald's burger or something like that. And those you grow, you like that, but still your heart is in Mumbai, in Calcutta, in Punjab, in Tamil Nadu, in Andhra Pradesh, in Nellore, in Vijayawada. We are here, but our hearts are there because most of your parents are there, your grandparents are there, your in-laws are there. So you are here, but you are there. I had a professor. If I sit, will the no? If I sit, will the
it will cover.
I had a professor, anthropology professor. He finished his PhD in Andhra. He's a white professor. His name is Paul Hebert. He wrote an amazing PhD thesis. He loves India. He lived in India. He's taught in Usmania University anthropology. And then he became our teacher too. And he used to tell this story. And especially, even he was a visiting professor, he liked the Andhra biryani so much. And then he would request Ranjini, my wife, to make, will you make biryani, Ranjini, for me? So we will make biryani. So he would tell this story one time. So I go by invitation to Andhra and arrived there and started teaching. First week was excellent. He lived in Hyderabad so much. And then the Hyderabad traffic is so congested and all the noises. He loved that because it's the first day, second day. Because he lived in Minneapolis and he lived in some place where there is no noise. So he loved the noise. And then after a week, the mosquitoes started biting. And then the dust came. And then he became sick. And then they started antibiotics. And then he could not attend his classes. So he started longing to go back to Minneapolis. He started longing to come back to his professorship in Pasadena. So he started longing. He was in Hyderabad. He wanted to go to Hyderabad. He was in Hyderabad, but he longed to come back to United States of America. And then he came to United States. And then he attended he went to the primary care and they gave the anti-everything injection and then nobody talks to him. Even the neighbor's name he doesn't know. And then he say, hello, they say, hi, bye, that's it. And then after 2 weeks, he started missing Hyderabad. Oh, that Hyderabadi tea. Oh, that Hyderabadi biryani. Oh, that friendship. Oh, that boys, that girls, and they come and call me uncle, uncle, and Uncle G, Uncle G. Oh, I loved it. Hey, Paul, how are you doing? Hey, Mr. Hebert, how are you doing? This is America and that is India. There is love there. There is formality here. There is no informality. People knock at the door without knocking. They just walk into your home. Hey, how are you doing? How is it? Are you cooking here? Oh, can we taste this? That is friendship. That is fellowship. That is love. That is family. This is machine life. So if I am here, I look there. If I am there, I look here. I don't have any peace of mind anywhere, except in one thing, one place. That is called airplane. When he says that, the whole class will go big laughter. I want to tell a story. The story is in a picture in your notes. Neither here nor there, the story of a bat. We all know the story. We all see the bat. Bat has wings. But it's not like birds hatching eggs and develop. No. It brings forth little bats and breastfeed like the mammals. And there was a conference in the jungle. What is the conference? On one side, it's called the animal conference. On the other side, it's called the birds conference. So the bat was a little late, so he flew to the animals. And then he said, why are you coming here? Flying. Yeah, I am an animal. I give birth and give milk and... No. Whatever you do, you are not an animal. You are flying. You have wings. Which animal has a wing? Go the other side of the jungle, they have a conference called bird conference. You go there. So the bat with heaviness went there, flying around the conference, flying around the camp. And then entered. Hey, who are you? I want to attend the conference of the bird. You are not a bird. Well, I'm flying. I was rejected in the animal conference, so I have to come here. Do you lay eggs? No. Do you breastfeed your children? Yes. That is the animal way. Of course, human way too. But animal way, but you don't belong here. Go back or go somewhere else. In the United States, what they say, get lost. Get lost. Go to hell. If they get angry in the office, they say that. Who the hell are you? They will say. So the bat thought, I am neither here nor there. I'm not a bird. I'm not an animal. I'm not a Californian. I'm not a Vijayawada person. For the very simple reason, when I go there, I go with my shoes, and as soon as I land in Tamil Nadu, they say, do you speak Tamil? Many people forgot. I said, I'm pastor of a Tamil church, and I was the Tamil professor. I write books. I have already written 15 books in Tamil. No. The question is, Tamil therima? Tamil pesvingla? Do you speak Tamil? Do you know Tamil? I come here. I go to visit some offices, and they say, hey, you look different. Do you speak English? Yeah, I have been living here 37 years. I got my master's and I got my doctorate. The question is, do you speak English? I'm speaking to you in English only, sir. The bad story. I'm not accepted here. I'm not accepted there in my so-called motherland. So where am I? What am I? I am a bat. If you are a bat, think about your children. Second page. Short history of the Indian diaspora. I took some notes from the encyclopedia. Maybe Ashoka, the great king, took efforts to start the immigration process from India to go spread Buddhism. So they went to Sri Lanka, they went to Burma, they went to Myanmar, they are all the same. They went to Thailand, they went to Korea, they went to all the eastern countries. They all kept the Buddhism, we lost the Buddhism. But anyway, the immigration started. And then in Tamil Nadu, nearly 1,000 or 12,000 years ago, there was a wonderful king called Rajendra Cholan. So, and then he built the first navy in India. So when you built a navy, you will not be keep quiet, isn't it? It's a navy. So you have to fight with somebody. So he went and fought with the Malaysian people, with the Indonesian people, and then one proof of that is the Bali Islands. Indonesia is an Islamic country, but in the Islamic country of that thousands of islands, there is a little island called Bali Island with nearly 5,000 to so many thousands of Hindu temples. It was started by Rajendra Cholan many years ago. But for your information, the Bali people, even though they have the temples, they forgot the Hindi, they forgot the Tamil, they forgot everything. They developed their own culture. It's a different story. But I am just telling the short story. Then British came, and then they started recruiting people. Like some of the companies recruit the IT people in India and bring them here. The British people recruited people to work in the sugarcane fields in South Africa, in other places, in Fiji, in Suriname, in Guyana and other places. So they took them in ships, and they were called indentured laborers. First 5 years, they were treated like slaves. And after 5 years, they were given their freedom and some salary. But most of them stayed there because they went from Bihar and Andhra and Tamil Nadu, from poor villages. So they thought, well, to live in Guyana, to live in Suriname, to live in West Indies, to live in Fiji and South Africa will be a better life. So they stayed there for hundreds of years. Still they are there. They are the diaspora Indians in South Africa. You remember Mahatma Gandhi, who went to South Africa and suffered, developed a non-violence theory. So he went to meet with them. For most of his life, or all the theories of Mahatma was developed as he was in diaspora. Even the freedom fighters like Jawaharlal Nehru and Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, they all studied in England and they developed this freedom concept. Not in India, but outside India. So some of the great thinkers, some of the great people developed their greatness outside India. So you and I are great people because we are outside India. No, not necessarily. Anyway, oil countries suddenly found oil. So they started inviting. So people started going to countries like Qatar, Dubai, and Kuwait, and so many countries which has oil. Dubai doesn't have oil, but people go there because it's an attractive country. Civil war in Sri Lanka. In the 80s, there was a civil war in Sri Lanka between the Tamils speaking and the Sinhalese speaking. It became world famous or world popularity, and people were killed in both sides, and people started moving from northern part of Sri Lanka who was Tamil people. And nearly 1 million people went out of Sri Lanka. It became a United Nations issue, and the United Nations started negotiating with the European countries. So the Switzerland wanted 20,000 people. France wanted 20,000 people. Norway wanted 15,000 people. So they were sent. Can you imagine the hot northern part of Sri Lankans living in the freezing cold in Norway? Amazing. I and my wife had the privilege of visiting some of them in one summertime. In wintertime, if we would have gone, we would not have come back. We would have died. But we saw this first generation struggling, and the second generation Norwegian, no problem at all. They love the snow, they love the weather, they love the language. And by the way, I was speaking in Tamil to a Tamil group, and guess what? The college student was standing here and translating my Tamil into Norwegian. She was a Sri Lankan, second generation, born in Norway. It's amazing. It's amazing. So finally, computer revolution I should be. It's a spelling mistake. It's not a revelation, it's a revolution. Computer revolution after 2000. Many of you are here because of that. You are all computer experts. Then we are called, India did not care about us for a long time. You left India. You betrayed India. One time we went back and the State Bank of officer, you betrayed India and you went to United States. And then my wife coolly asked, if you get a chance, will you go or will you send your son? Well, there is a different question. Oh boy, you don't want to answer. We all long to go to United States, and we went, and we didn't betray. At that time, we were only having a visa, did not even having a green card. Anyway, now India is concerned because they found out that the NRIs have money, and non-residential Indians, and people of Indian origin, PIO, they wanted to give PIO card. Want to take some support from here, and then OCI, Overseas Citizen of India. It's actually I would call, it's not a real citizenship. It's a kind of fake citizenship. You have a passport like book. It says citizen of, certificate of the citizen of, overseas citizen of India. And then when you show that to the immigration officer in Chennai, Mumbai, Calcutta, Delhi, they allow you to go in without much questions. But that's it. That's it. Anyway, now we come to the real point. That's why you are all here. There is a tug of war going on. How many of you have seen tug of war? How many of you participated in a tug of war? I think 2 years ago we had a church picnic, and I think Kavin was the leader for the tug of war. And then fortunately or unfortunately, or whether he planned in such a way, he brought a thin rope, so and then both the sides pulled and fell down. But I think this tug of war is going to be an interesting tug of war. The struggle between the diaspora generations. Remember that we are the first generation. Don't forget that. Even if you forget that, that is the reality. You are the first generation. And you are the first generation, you think you are Indian. I went through all the process of visa, green card, citizenship. But I used that, it's a good thing because I was a world traveler, so it was a good thing for me to have an American passport instead of an Indian passport. So for that sake, we have that and we go all around. And even if we show the American passport, oh, you are from India, they will say. Of course, I was born in India, but look at my passport. Yeah, you have an American passport, you have become a citizen. Okay, you are from India. And then they tell and we have still dosa, biryani, idli, kurma, this and that, and chicken 65, chicken 75, everything. So, we are Indians in our food. And look at the wonderful ladies. Most of them are in their Indian outfit. The summer comes, some of our church members comes in their dhoti and then their white jubba, they call it. And I am afraid because the dhoti is a very risky dress. And sometimes I am afraid, they are not afraid. I tell them, the roti may go down and no, we have belt.
Now we have Velcros.
Yeah,
Velcros.
yeah, we have advanced dotis. We are Indians, but if we all go to the next room to meet our children, and that's one of my hobbies I developed. I have been visiting hundreds and hundreds of houses in the past 37 years. And whenever I go, I talk with a little bit. How are you? Fine. They will not even say fine. You ask your children, how are you? I ask every week some of my children, and they say, good. I even teach them, don't say good, I say very good or excellent or marvelous or something, and the next week they, how are you doing? Good. And then I also ask this question, are you an Indian or an American? Some children will look at their parents because they have brainwashed them or tried to brainwash them. You're an Indian, you should eat this, you should eat this, you should eat this. But they rebel against them even in the little age. And then they look at them. I think, yeah, I know what you think. Go ahead and tell the truth. I am an American, my parents are Indian. And the little fellow will come. He was born here, and he's only 4 years old or 5 years old. His elder brother is 7 years old, but he was born in India. And then the other elder girl is 10 years old. She was born in India. So I asked the 5-year-old, are you an Indian or American? I am the only American here. My brother and my sister and my parents, they are all Indians. So the war started. The tug of war started. It started in the language. It goes to the culture. When we came, only we find very few Indians. In 1987, there were very few Indian shops, Indian groceries. But the more people started coming, you all came, welcome. But you also brought your grocery shops, your theaters, your Netflix films, and all sorts of things. And you see them every day, you watch them, the news. And by the way, I also watch my Tamil news every night. And that puts me to sleep because the same news, the same way, it's raining. In Tamil Nadu it's raining, that is the news. Anyway, that's a different story. We try to use the language and culture we want to establish. We want to hold on to something which is slipping away in the form of our second generation. Note it down and write it down and tell it in your mind. You want to hold something which is your language, which is your culture, which is slipping away in the form of your children. My grandfather was a great Tamil scholar. My father was a great Tamil poet. My grandfather taught Tamil in elementary school, my father taught in Tamil in high school, and I was a Tamil professor in a college, and we are Tamil people. But when children came, the first week they were talking about idli and dosa, and the second week and third week and fourth month they forgot idli. That idli, tasteless little white thing, no. Can you order pizza? Can you take me to McDonald's? Can you take me to other restaurants? No, this is our food. That is your food. This is not our food. The tug of war started. I don't remember when they stopped calling Ranjini Amma. Some of you insist people call you Amma and Appa. Wonderful. And they were calling us Amma, Appa, and I suddenly forgot why they stopped and when they stopped. Maybe they went to school. They went to school. And the teacher told them, don't use your language because you are using it in school, which is confusing other children. So don't use your language even in your home. And people, your children, many of you know, they respect their teachers more than you. They want to obey their teacher more than you, which is true. You are all nodding, you are with me, you are not sleeping. If you want to sleep, just go and have a cup of coffee and come back. No, it's okay. And suddenly they said, Mommy! I called my son last week and said, Dad, he was so sweetly calling me Appa. I remember the old time. I wanted to ask him, but I did not ask him. It may offend him. So why take a tug of war even when he is 48 and I am 77? No more tug of war. Dad, but it's a loving voice. Mom, it's a loving voice. It's not a language, friends. If you are a fanatic of a language, I am more fanatic. I was more fanatic in language and culture than anybody else. But after living here, and after seeing my children and other children, difficulties in keeping up with your language and your culture. I read somewhere else and they said it's a book, it's a small book which was a thesis, a MA thesis by the second generation person in UCLA, I think. She wrote about the struggles between the Indian parents and the second generation. She called it Passage from India. There's a wonderful book called Passage to India by Foster, an amazing, fantastic book, but she copied it and she wrote it Passage from India. And then it says, for the schools, the children is requesting Mommy, please don't come to school in your Indian dress. Please, Mommy. Because all my friends are laughing at me. Why do they laugh? Your mother does not know how to dress. Please, Mommy. I want to introduce three words today. That is the most important part in the lecture, I think. Number one, mindset. Number two, paradigm. Number three, worldview. We all have the mindset. We develop the mindset, we develop the paradigm, we develop the worldview according to the culture, according to our family, according to our education, elementaries, high school, college, and maybe some of us who have the doctorate, and it's a philosophy. We develop that mindset. But friends, if you have an Indian mindset, it will work in India. Very well it will work, because you have an Indian mindset and it is India. But even if you go after 10 years, we visit so many times in this 37 years, we would have visited maybe 15, 20 times. Every time we go, they have a different mindset. With the information technology, with so many facilities, so many improvement in culture and everything, government changing this and that, they have a mindset. For a simple reason, when we left in 1987, the one tea cup was only 5 rupees. If you go there, it's 50 rupees, they say. Or 25 rupees, they say. And everybody is drinking so many things. Hey, the tea is costly. No. Tea is not costly. It is the same. It is the same. Their mindset, development of finances, improvement, development of education, development of many village people move to the cities and they change their village mindset to the city mindset. And we have to change some of our mindset. Think about that. Because some of you were driving in India, so the British told only driving left side is the right way. But when you come to America, you have to drive in the right side. And the Americans will say, we drive in the wrong side. British and other countries drive in the, we drive in the right side. British and other people drive in the wrong side, not left side, wrong side. So if we have a wrong mindset, let us learn to change into the right mindset. One of my friends came with a international driving license. So he was so proud that he came with the international driving license so he could drive. So I think this happened near Boston. So he stayed with the brother-in-law's home for a month, and then he borrowed his car and started going into the freeway into the left side. Ended up in an accident, he ended up in hospital. Why? He did not change his mindset. If we don't want to change our mindset, we get into accidents not within the freeway, but with our children. And then we lose. Paradigm shift. Paradigm is a little higher than the mindset. We make theories and then we believe the theories. That is the paradigm. So mindset should change, paradigm should shift. You and I, most of us are educated people, and Selvi is a teacher, and so we studied a lot about the sun, about the moon, about the earth, about other planets. And when we go to our grandfather's house, and the grandfather, look at the sun is rising and it is going, it's midday, and then it goes, and all the way it sunsets. So you developed a paradigm, the sun goes around the earth. And then you go to the high school and the physics teacher comes and he put a picture, and this is the sun, and this is the Mars, and this is this, and this is the earth, and this is a little moon, and it is rotating, and then the whole planet is rotating around the sun. No. My grandfather said sun is rotating the earth. No. That is your grandfather's paradigm. Come back to high school educated paradigms. We are rotating the sun. Earth is rotating the sun. That is called paradigm change, paradigm shift. We grew up, many of us, some of us grew up in villages, and villages have many worship places, and gods and goddesses. And sometimes the smallpox visits the village. Maybe one fellow went and got affected by the smallpox, chickenpox, and he comes, brings and gives it to everybody. And then we all believe, and the chief of the village comes and, oh, the village god is very angry with us. That little goddess is angry, so she sent all the smallpox to all the families. We have to cut a chicken or a goat to sacrifice her so that the smallpox will go away. Two of the high school village boys went to study in medical college. And then they learned smallpox is a disease. And it's spread by bacteria. And they come back with a doctorate degree, and everybody respects. Dr. So-and-so has come. Dr. So-and-so, our little boys, they give medicine, and everybody is healing. And they say, smallpox is a disease. We can treat them. you have to take vaccination. Is that right? If you tell, it must be good. You are an educated man. You are from our village. Maybe we were having a wrong paradigm about the disease. So we change. That is called paradigm shift. And then we come to the worldview. And then whenever you hear these words, apply that to your children. I don't know your children, you know your children. What is their mindset? What is their paradigm? And how we got the paradigm and how they got the paradigm. We got the paradigm from our grandfather, from our father, from our uncle, from our Payappa, our Siddhappa, Nallappa, Veddappa. All these people influenced our mind. We got the mindset, we got the paradigm. And now who is changing our people, our children's mindset? We send them even to preschool. They are all white American, all black American or American teachers. They develop their mind. And many of you work from morning 8 till 7. You come evening tired, watch the TV and you sleep. I'm not finding fault with you, even I did when I came for my studies. I didn't have time for my children, I did not know. Only I think that they are Indian children, but they are not. Sorry for becoming emotional. Because my whole plea today is, understand your children. You have problems, I'm going to discuss that, but they have more problems. I am here an advocate for the second generation, not for the first generation. I am one of you. I know. I am pleading for the other section. The worldview. Worldview is developing from mindset to paradigm, paradigm to worldview. Strong faith, strong thing, strong belief. What do you believe? I'm a Tamil. I speak Tamil. I'm an Andhra man. I'm a Telangana man. I speak Telugu. I'm from Punjab. I'm a Punjabi. I'm a Bengali. I'm a Marathi. This is the worldview. They don't know all that. Unless you tell them and confuse them. We call them confused people, but we are the confused people. We don't know who we are. I want to tell a silly illustration. What is the motto of our nation? Satyameva Jayate. In Tamil also they translate it. Satyam will bring victory. That is the motto, but nobody tells the truth. The truth is, uncle is going to visit us, okay? That is the scenario. So we talk about the uncle. We talk about the grandfather. The grandfather is visiting us. So we were discussing between husband and wife, that uncle, that grandfather, a bald-headed, very arrogant man, he ruined. But anyway, he's coming because your mom makes good biryani, so he's coming. So, but he's a stingy man. He's a very angry man. But these little girls, they were playing, but they were listening. Okay? They are not listening. They are listening what you were, husband and wife, you were talking in front of them or among they are playing. And then the grandfather comes. And then the uncle comes. So they say, oh, namaste Uncle Ji, namaste, how are you? Are you doing well? Bhanara, everything. And then, kaisa hai? And then they say, and then the children run to the parents, because grandparents, and then they hug them. Hey, little boy, you are grown up, you are big. And then you and your wife, he never told that to us, but he's telling to our children. You are murmuring. But anyway, and then they are asking, hey, what's going on? What did your parents talk about me? And then they say, well, Grandpa, Tata Ji, they said you are a bald-headed, arrogant man. You are a very angry man. You are a very stingy man. What is stingy, Grandpa? And then he talk about something, about somebody, don't tell the truth to them. Oh. You said truth will bring victory. Satyameva jayate. One thing I adore with our children, they are so fortunate to live in a country which still honors the honesty. It's still, even though politics and other things, business, it's all going to dogs, we don't want to talk. But in the schools and other places, they teach them, tell the truth, tell the truth, tell the truth. So they develop a worldview which is built on the real truth. We have built a worldview which is on a theoretical worldview. I move on because the time is moving on. Go to the next page. I already told, understand your children. That is the next generation. First generation looks back, second generation looks forward. In language and culture, but not in money. Most of us or all of us maybe come here because it is the green pastures. So we come here, but we also always look back. I wanted to print a PhD thesis picture. I could not get it into my computer. Maybe there is another seminar sometime. They have the bond culture in the core, and then a surrounding by a little thin layer into the living culture. So the first generation, we have the core culture, core thing in our mind. Whatever, and most of the Indians, including me, we wanted to go back to India and settle. And especially in the immigrants, not majority in United States and United Kingdom or Australia and other places and the so-called developed nations, but in the Gulf countries or in other places like Singapore and Malaysia, where getting a visa, getting a PR, permanent residentship is very hard. They always think that we will earn some money, go back to India, build a bungalow or a big house, and with a nice servants around, we enjoy our retirement and we will die there. That is the dream. But after coming to United States or England or Australia or something, they are given opportunities that they can become. They can become something. In Dubai or in Qatar or in Saudi Arabia, you can never become the president, isn't it? First of all, they don't have a president, they don't have an election. They have a king and he's ruling. And whatever rule he says, that is it. But when you come here, you can become the Prime Minister of England. An Indian is the Prime Minister of India, or Indian origin man is the Prime Minister of India, England. And you can become a Vice President of the United States. An Indian origin, maybe Fiji or West Indies, Jamaica person. So your children have hope and they look to the future, but we struggle. So what are the struggle? One is the accommodation and another is the assimilation. The first generation knows how to survive in the culture, but not live in the culture. Not live in the culture. This culture lives here. You have friends in your offices. And when you go on a Monday, they will talk about the weekend and the weekend sports and the weekend movie and weekend everything. You have not, maybe some of you have lived here long enough to go to a weekend movie or a weekend sports activity, but otherwise, if you find another job in the weekend, you want to work there and earn more money. So we only know how to survive. We come here, we quickly get the social security number, we quickly get a driver's license, we quickly get a car, we drive and survive, we find out where is the grocery shops. Good for you, you have a Namaste Plaza, you have a Akshar shop and this and that, you have, wherever you go, even if you live so far away, you know how to come and get your brinjal and how to get your eggplant and all these things, goat curry and everything, chicken. You know how to survive, but you are not living here. But your children, they don't worry about surviving. They were born here or they were brought up by you, so they just start living here. They just want you to take them to Disneyland, take them to SeaWorld, take them there, take them to your ball game. There is a song here, if you live long enough, take me to your ball game. It's a song. And they sing in every baseball. At the 7th innings, I believe. Some of you know what I am talking about. The second generation lives in our culture. The first generation knows only to accommodate, but the second generation knows how to assimilate. We cannot do that. We cannot do that. I'm not finding fault with any of you, okay? So if I'm not telling it for any offense. So whenever I tell you, don't get offense. It's an observation. It's an observation. The first generation know to accommodate. We accommodate. We are not willing to assimilate. Because we don't want to forget where we came from. We don't want to forget we are our language group. We don't want to forget we belong to a culture. But only we forget that our children are not in that space, in that way. They are different. They are your children, but they are not Indians. They are our children, they are not Indians. I work for Indian people. I worked 30 plus years with Indian people, and especially what I am trying to teach, I am practicing because the first generation needs something. The first generation long for somebody to talk in Tamil, in Telugu, in Hindi, in Marathi, in Bengali. If somebody, the other day we were in a grocery shop and somebody was talking in Tamil, and I was talking in Tamil to auntie, and then they were talking in Tamil, so I went and asked them, so, you are from Tamil Nadu? I started in English. They said, yes, we are from Tamil Nadu. Where are you from? We are from Tanjavur, we are from Chennai. What are you doing here? We are doing PhD program in UCSD. The man finished, the lady is finishing. And they said, you and your wife talked? How many years you are living? We live in 37 years. After 37 years you are talking to your wife in Tamil? Which language I should stop? This is the first time after coming to UCSD, we are hearing a Tamil word. Tamil word. I lived 3 years in Maharashtra, and in my college they always say, if you come across, Are Babre, they are speaking in their language. What is wrong with that? Yes, If you want to come to our church, we talk in Tamil, but if you are not comfortable, come to our home. Auntie will make nice Tamil Nadu ulunda vada, and then you can eat and we can have a Tamil Nadu tea. We bought a India tea. They never came, but anyway, what I am trying to tell is we long to accommodate but not assimilate. The problems of first generation. That's your problem, that's my problem. So I don't have to enlarge that. I'm going to come to the problems of the second generation quickly, who is called the coconut generation. You remember Rahul? He introduced himself. I am a coconut. Even though he's having a degree from UC Irvine, a master's degree, and working near the airport in a very big company. I will come to that later for the second generation. I have to teach him how the first generation behaved, because he is having a lot of problem with his PhD father and a mother from Uttar Pradesh. And I taught him a lot about the first generation. Please understand as second generation. And he learned a lot. And that's why he came to help our children, our youth. Problems of the first generation: hard work like the indentured laborers. I know some of you are in visas and the companies are not treating you well. My heart goes for you. But that is life for the first generation. Our second generation doesn't know and doesn't want to know. Till you get the green card, they treat you as an indentured laborer. Our forefathers suffered in Mauritius Island, Fiji Island, South Africa. They not only suffered this, they suffered the apartheid also in South Africa. Financial difficulties. Even though you came with a job, and sometimes till you settle, till you get enough money to pay your rent, medical insurance, car insurance, sudden expenses, financial difficulties. And you are suffering, and we are all first generation suffering from an event-oriented society to a time-oriented society. We belong to an event-oriented society. If this is a wedding, let's call this is a wedding. Wedding is at 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock only the priest will come or the pastor will come and they will conduct the wedding. But all the guests, they will come 10:30, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. We want to show our face. We don't want to miss the wedding. We come. It's an event. We all come from an event-oriented society, but our children are time-oriented country. Morning they will be saying, "Mommy, it's late. It's getting late. It's getting late." Oh, okay. The teacher will be upset. They will give a tardy note. Yeah, I can talk. How many times you can talk with my teacher? They are upset with you too. Decision making. That's one of the very important things. I want to emphasize. The second thing I wanted to emphasize in this conference, in this seminar is, first one is mindset, paradigm, worldview. The second one is decision making. I already told some questions I will ask. It is not an embarrassing questions. It's only finding fact. How many of your marriages are arranged marriages? Consult. How many of your marriages are love marriages? Saravanan raised his hand, his wife stopped. Maybe it's arranged between them. It's called love marriage. Indian cinema started nearly maybe 70, 75 years ago. That's all. Maybe 100 years ago. 1 century. They have been telling. The first cinema itself came with a love story only. And all the village, all the town, all the city, everybody went and saw. And they came back and they talked with their father and mother. It's a lovely story. It's a love story. Can we love some boy? No. Can we love some girl? No. Why not? You also came to the cinema. That is cinema. This is life. Cinema cannot dictate our life. Our culture dictates our life. Even though cinema wants to change our lives, it can never change. It can never change. Somebody challenged me, the people going to America, they are changed, and then everything is changed. And there is a magazine, this is a Tamil magazine, called Tendril. What is the English for Tendril?
Breeze.
Breeze. It's a gentle breeze. It's Tendril magazine. It comes every month from San Jose. It's printed in San Jose. And then it's all in Tamil. And suddenly, before the final pages, wanted what is called matrimonial column. I want to use the Marathi thing. Arey baapre, this is America, this is San Jose, why you want a matrimonial column? And then it says, we want Hindu, Iyengar, Brahmin girl for the Tenkalai Brahmin boy who has MBA. It starts from Iyengar and then it goes to Naidus, it goes to Shettiars, it goes all the way. What is the fun of it? Can't the young people, and these are all your children, after 20 years or 17, 15 years, they will grow up. Maybe Guru and Granthi's children are little grown up, they are already in college. So maybe they will come or they will consult. They don't consult, they may have a girlfriend, they may have a boyfriend, we do not know. But it's a reality. It's going to come. It's going to come, which is a decision making. So we come from a family-oriented decision-making culture. Our father said, our mother said, our grandpa agreed, our uncles agreed. So we arranged the marriage. Everybody agreed. It's a collective decision-making society. I know much about only South India, maybe in the North India too. It is the same all over India. For anything, even if you want to buy a car, if you want to buy a motorbike, you just consider, Dad, can I buy this motorbike? Oh yeah. But here, it's an individual-oriented decision-making society. You know how? I already told, from the elementary school, from the high school, from the college. When they come home, you say, you're a little boy, you're a little girl, you don't know nothing. Actually, the real word is you don't know anything. But we adopted, you don't know nothing. That's an American expression. And they shout at you, you don't know nothing. You only talk about India, India, India. We are not Indians. We can make our decision. How come? Why? Because our teacher said so. Oh boy, your teacher said that. When did she say that? Whenever we go on a Monday or a Tuesday, she said, you are a big girl now, you are a big boy now, you have to make your own decision. Make the decision. So they are creating an individual decision-making society. You know how your prime minister is selected in India? The party selects. You know how the president of the United States is selected? No party selects. The president who wants to become a president, he wants to go, come John, everybody, come. I want to become the president of the United States of India. He announces. And then everybody will say, hey. It's an individual making decision, even in politics, even in home, even in everybody, everywhere. Don't forget that. And our children, caught between this group-oriented decision making and then the individual decision making, and they struggle. And they struggle. So we come to the problems of the second generation. We call them coconut generation because they look brown outside, they think white inside. When the Chinese people come, they were called the banana generation. They look yellow outside, they look white inside. Some of the people from Africa came, they were called the Oreo cookie generation. So they look black outside, white inside. The common thing is white inside. What are the problems? Problem number one, they are the ABCDs. American-born confused desis, we call them. But we have already discussed that we are the IBCDs, Indian-born confused desis. We are the bats. We don't belong anywhere. At least they belong somewhere. They belong somewhere. They belong to California. They belong to the United States. And I'm seeing so many political leaders coming from the Indian background, second generation, third generation. They belong here. We don't belong. The problem is us. The problem of belonging. Which country we belong? The parents confuse them, we confuse them. I already discussed that. They are Indian. They say they are American. Because we also do not know. The problem of the paradigm. You know the real problem, we don't have much. Maybe if you are a working father and a working mother, you don't have much. You get up, you get into the rhythm, Monday to Friday, you go work and then salary comes, and then you plan and then go. The problem is with the children. How come? They are sandwiched between a home culture and an outside culture. A home culture is Indian. An outside culture is American. They are suffering between that. You know, whatever way we want to change our accent, I speak a Tamil English accent. Maybe some of you speak North Indian, Hindi, English accent, or a Telugu English accent. But our children don't speak that. They speak American accent. We don't call it accent, they speak American English, which is understood by everybody. We have a son, I talked about Danny, isn't it? Danny, whenever the Indian uncles and aunties came, he will talk to them in an Indian accent. Hello uncle, how are you? And then his American friends and their parents will come, immediately he will switch and talk to them in that American accent. We used to say, wow, look at the genius of our second generation. They know how to adapt. They know how to live this way, east. They know how to live which way, west. The second generation has a problem of ethnicity. It is not their problem, it is our problem. And we think that they have the problem. The problem of misunderstanding by both side household and this and that, because at this point, they all live, they all in that room. There are Tamil children and Telugu children and Marathi children, Punjabi children, Bengali children, everybody's there. And they don't have any problem over there. And then they don't even see the color. They are colorblind. They are caste blind. They are complex blind. We have the complex. We have either superiority complex or inferiority complex. We developed that. And our nation taught that. You are neither superior nor inferior. You are equal. They only wrote it in Constitution. But we are not having any equality. That's with the mind we come. And we saw some people, oh, that man is whiter. He must be a Punjabi. He must be a North Indian. He must be a Uttar Pradeshi. Oh, he is dark. He must be a Madurai man. Tamil Nadu guy. So we develop something in our mind because we are color people. We are mindful of color, we are mindful of people, we are mindful of races, we are mindful of countries, we are mindful of races. It's all in our mind. You know whom Rahul married? His parents were from Uttar Pradesh. He was born here. He was growing up without any caste, any creed or anything. And then they wanted him to marry a North Indian Hindi-speaking girl to him. He said, I don't speak Hindi. What is the point of having a Hindi-speaking girl for me? So whom he married? A Vietnamese? Yeah, he married a Vietnamese. Who was already having a little daughter. So those things are taboos for you, isn't it? Will your son grow up and marry another girl who has already a daughter? No way. No way. But he didn't see. He just saw her as a loving mate and saw the little girl as his adopted daughter. He even announced, I have a daughter. That is his daughter. That's a perfect example of an ABCD. Don't go with the fear that your children will grow up and they will marry somebody like that. Don't go like that. I don't want to scare you in this seminar. I want to educate you. I want to educate you. One thing we should not forget, in this culture, our children belong to only us up to the age of 18. After 18, they can move away. And they have all the right, if you insist anything, they can take you to court. I'm not scaring you. and your children will not take you to court. They only want to move away. Why they want to move away? You will tell the stories. I was with your grandparent till I got married when I was 28 or blah, blah, blah. They said, that is India. So, we cannot live with you because all our friends moved away. So I come to my final point. The problem of peer pressure in dress. I know a family who loves Indian dances, and it is becoming very familiar also, Bharatanatyam. So all the first generation parents, they want to send their children to Bharatanatyam. And they have even an Arangetram, which is called graduation of the Bharatanatyam. So, and then they invite hundreds of people and the teachers and everybody. So I know a family who belongs to my church. And then their little girl, I know her from the day one because she was born with a heart disease. After 4 days, they had a heart operation. We were there, sitting there, with the crying mother and the father. And then she grew up, and grew up. And they loved Bharatanatyam, and she wanted to prove that her little girl could go for a Bharatanatyam. She went, excelled, had the graduation. For some reason, we were in Texas, we could not come to the graduation, Arangetram they call it. And then they sent all the pictures. And then we invited her to this stage. She came and did the Bharatanatyam here for our church. Amazing girl. And then we sometimes come and stay in their home. She started working, I believe, finished her graduation. And then she came with a pant. You know, there are dress pants, and then there are jeans, and then there are torn jeans. Jeans with a hole. She came with that. I said, your pants are wonderful. Uncle, Grandpa, you understand me, but not my pants. Why are you wearing that pant? Your father is a rich man, your father or mother is also a man. Why are you wearing whole pants? Holy pants. It's not H-O-L-Y, it's W-H-O-L. Holy pants. Grandpa, all my friends wear that. If I go in a regular pant, they think that I am old model. I am not belong to them. That is called peer pressure in the dress. Once upon a time I used to have some hair. And other habits. I think yesterday or day before yesterday, one parent asked, I have the fear. Will my children grow? They will get into drugs. That fear we should all have. So I come to a conclusion. How do we solve that? And I'll tell some stories and open this for some questions. They can all answer, we can all. The story goes something like this. There's a beautiful river in southern India. And then it has sub-rivers And then one sub-river is named like this: leaving the child and taking a jackfruit river. In Tamil, for those who know Tamil, it will be very easy. பிள்ளைய போட்டு பலாப்பழம் எடுத்த கதை. Throwing the children, leaving the children, and taking the jackfruit. The story goes something like that. That river will not be flooded. Once in a while it will get real rain and it will be flooded. And in the flood, so many things will come. Even chickens and goats and beautiful furniture and fruits and everything will come. And people will go and watch. And some people will have a stick and pull them, and they belong to them. And then one morning, one little mother took the little baby and then went to see the fun. And then there was a beautiful jackfruit. She loved jackfruit. So she left the child on the bank and went after the jackfruit, and the jackfruit started going. After half a mile, she finally got the jackfruit and came walking, and the child was not there. And she heard a crying voice, and the child was in the flood. And she shouted, she could not go. The flood is so big, so fast, so forceful. She cried, and the child went. She got the jackfruit, but she lost the child. We have to ask the question, what is the jackfruit we are looking after in this United States instead of our children? There's a saying in Tamil Nadu. There's a lot of beautiful pictures and paintings. One fellow saw the painting. He really wanted to like this lot of paintings and pictures. One fellow wanted painting. And then he said, this is, let's say it's a beautiful painting, original painting. Original paintings are so costly. Some of you know that. I said, it's $1,000. $1,000? I don't have the money, but I like the painting. So he went, he passed the hospital, and they say, we want eyes. Why? There are some blind people, we can take your eyes and fix them. He went and said, I can donate my eyes. How much you will give? $1,000. Oh yeah, I can buy the paint. They took the 2 eyes. He came and bought the picture. What is the use? He lost his eyes. Which are we losing to gain what we want to gain? Finally, we all know the story. It's a mythology. Midas. There was a king Midas who wanted to become rich. And then he prayed, and there was a goddess coming and then said, what do you want? If I touch anything, it should become gold. Granted. Tomorrow morning, whatever you touch, it will become gold. He touched his flask. It became gold. He was so happy, very happy. He wanted to drink the water. His tongue touched the water became gold. Can you drink gold? But he forgot, oh yeah, it will go away. He went and he touched the piano, he touched everything, and he touched the stool, he touched the podium, he touched the chair. Everything became gold, gold, gold. And then in this, everything is gold, I'm rich, he was shouting, and his beautiful young daughter came running, Daddy, and then he touched her and she became a gold statue. Well, this is a mythology. I read yesterday that Aristotle the Great wrote about him, how Midas died. It's a mythology, but Aristotle wrote about the mythology that brought the end to the mythology. The end story is King Midas died of starvation. He touched everything and it became gold, but he died of starvation. I don't know which part touched you, which part taught you, I don't know. But if you have any comments or questions, and I want to recommend another book if you have time. It's printed, it's called Coconut Generation. There's an Indian outfit, and he opens it, and there is an American outfit, Western outfit. It's written by a PhD man, Sam George, who lives in Chicago, my friend. So you can Google and get that. So I open it for the floor. Are there any comments or questions, concerns? Yes.
How do we
get the microphone?
I can be loud. So my question is, how do we get to a happy medium? Like, we're not holding on to, okay, this is how we grew up, this is exactly how our kids should grow up. We also want to ensure that they get the best of both worlds. We traveled all the way here, we learned a lot of valuable lessons from our friends, our surroundings here, but we also bring a lot of valuable lessons from our upbringing and all of that. And as a parent, I want to make sure that I try to at least give, the best of both worlds to the next generation. How do I, and I know that you'll miss something. You'll never get everything. You will give up something. But how do we get to a medium where it's, I think I don't have a better way of
I got the
explaining it.
question. So in your concern, you said you will give up something.
Yes.
So according, can I sit?
Yeah.
According to the child, because every child is unique. Like every parent is unique, every mother is unique, every father is unique. According to your child, you grow along with them. Best of both, isn't it? There was a movie a long time ago describing the struggles of both. It's actually a Bengali movie. The story goes something like this. The Bengali young man who come to do his PhD in United States. And they arrange marriage for him. So he got his PhD, he goes back, and there is a beautiful young lady who is practicing music, Veena or something. And in the final year, they said, forget about your music, a bride, groom has come from America, just get married and go. So they sent her. So they came and started living. And then the boy is born. And then that is the interesting story. The movie is called What is in a Name?
Namesake.
Namesake. So you know the movie. So for others' sake, so they say we have to discharge the baby, so give her a name. So the mother says the name will come after 2 weeks. Why 2 weeks? We have written to our grandfather and he will send the name. And the PhD man comes in the evening. My husband will tell the name. And he says the same thing. My grandfather will send the name. And then the doctor said, no grandfather is making a name. You make a name, you have to discharge your wife with the baby tomorrow. So make a name, give a name. So he's a PhD, maybe let's say in chemistry, but he's also a novel reader. So he was reading a Russian novel, and that the author's name only comes to him. So he gave a Russian name to his son. And then the story goes something like that. He was interested in architecture. The boy grew up. He is in architecture. And they take them to India. They take them to Calcutta. And he sees beautiful architecture. And then they went to Taj Mahal and they see the Taj Mahal architecture. So there, In spite of the parents telling you are Indian, you are Indian, you are Indian, when you take them, they learn more from India in India, and he comes with a mixture. What do they call that? Is a Western and Eastern music combining? Fusion. So he comes with a fusion architect. And then he goes, I want to develop a fusion architect. And then he goes to the professor and explains, this is what Taj Mahal looks. I want to bring some of the expertise in the Indian architect with an American architect. And the professor loves it. And then he becomes a famous. So what I'm trying to tell is, if you understand this is the best from India, but if you start forcing them like your father, your grandfather forced your father and you force your children, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. But if you spend time with them, if you become friends, if you are willing to give, you said, I want to give. We all give something like that, isn't it? When we get married, when we are bachelors or spinsters, we give something for the spouse. In that same category, the same grammar, the same will should work with our children. But at the same time, you learn from them. You cannot change some of you because you are who you are. And that's why they will always say, I am who I am. I want to be me, then they will say. I want to be me. Because it was taught by the schools. It was taught by the schools of thought. So, in other words, you have to spend more time with your children. Find time. Sit with them, talk with them, play with them. Understand what the game they are playing. I know it's difficult for some of the working people, but others. Not with your eyes, but with their eyes. Look and help them as well as get the help from them. Did I answer your question?
I have to try and see if it works, but yes.
I tried.
Thank you.
Any other question or concern or?
I can say the comment on that.
Yeah.
It's fine. We moved 97 and then I have 2 kids, my daughter and son. My husband passed away a couple of years before. My daughter is now, she's a nurse and my son is working in a Bay Area. My daughter, she's fine. She mixed up the American culture and the Indian culture. She takes Indian food to the school and then she wears Indian dress and she loves to do all
the
this.
microphone close to you.
Okay. She loves to do everything Indian based or something. But my son is not. But when he grew up after his dad passed away, he's behaving as an Indian son. But when he says some of the things comes, he says, I'm an American boy. But some of the things what we make the decision, he says, I am a man of the house, I should be doing this, blah, 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 like that. So, Varun, where are you? You are an Indian or the American? Whenever they want, they will change to the Indian culture. Whenever they want to say, I'm American boy. Which one you want to choose? And then what I'm saying is here, what I've learned is, if the kid wants to be the American kid, make them to be American kid. You be American parent. If the kid wants to be the Indian style, you become an Indian parent. The American parent means 18 years, you kick off the house, you take care of yourself, do the things. Don't, I will pay your college money, I will do this. Don't do that. Let them learn their lesson, they will come back or something. That's what my advice to everyone.
It's hard, right? Like that.
It is totally hard, but you're going to face this one any day. When they are 30, you will face it, or 25, you will face it, or 21, you will face it. So instead of that, you grow the seed in your side. If my kid is doing this, let them learn their own way. As he said, after 18 years, here they will go. And then one more thing also, the kids came through us, we are the factor for them, that's all. So certain things we need to teach them, how to be, what to do, what is right, what is wrong, all those things. It's our duty to teach. but they have a choice to be a good or bad or middle, whatever it is. So their life is their choice. It's not our choice. But we are the parent, we always want our choice, our intentions, our decisions to on them. That is not right. That is where we are struggling. If you put everything to their plate and make the decision, these are the things in your plate. You pick what you want to eat. Let them eat what they want to eat. But we are saying, oh, Thai sadam is good, you should eat that. Oh, the vegetables is very good, you should eat the kiras. No, let them eat what they like. Let them eat their timing of the meal. So the same way they life also. Let them figure it out. You have to give them a room. You have to make them, because for me, I feel like when our parents ask me, when we ask the question to the parents, you just shut up and do the work. That's it. But next generation, little bit, they can be answered. Some of the 50% of the question will be answered. But now our kids, they want the answer everything. If you give a proper answer to why you want to follow the culture, why you want to not to follow this, if you give me a proper answer and let them to give a time to process those things. They need a time to understand why mom was saying that. For processing, it takes time because they have to see outside society and our people society also. Then they will connect why mom was saying that.
Right.
If you keep simply saying, oh, you have to eat the Thai sadam, no. The Thai sadam, when now it says probiotic is there, everybody is eating yogurt rice, everybody have to eat the Pare sadam or whatever it is. When they came to know, they will follow it. And at that time they will say, you didn't taught me all these things. I taught you, I gave you, but you refused that. But we don't want to say it. Yeah, I know, but I don't know whether you're going to follow it or not. So I give you, you learn by yourself. That's what I'm saying it. So don't be always the helicopter parent. That's what their college things they will say. Don't be helicopter parents. Let them go. You always have a tie in your hand. You let them go as much they want. Whenever they are in trouble, you can pull them back.
Thank you, Selvi. Good thoughts. And before we leave for thing, will you please take this pink sheet and fill that up with this? It's information as well as your evaluation.
Are there any more questions?
Are there any more questions? The food arrived?
That is the question.
Good question.
The food arrived?
No, can I say
Mike.
something? From our experiences, I would say, keep the children in your team and make them your friends. Don't think that you are the big bosses. Forget about that. Practice some humility and love, and that will really help them. You say you want to, there are good things in this culture, and emphasize those good things and tell them how it is helpful, and also let them also develop a mindset. There are good things from the culture we come from, and no culture has everything. In cultures there are different nice things and not so nice things. So it's better to teach them gently. You have, they say, what's the golden word? If somebody says, you need to acknowledge, thank you. Say thank you to that uncle. Say thank you to that auntie. They are learning that. Our children are best learners. They learn fast, better than us. At the same time, you need to also learn from them. Develop a mindset of learning from your children. Oh, they want things to be done this way. And you can mildly say, this is also nice, that is also nice, but maybe you can try a little bit. So instead of exercising too much authority, exercise love. That will go a long way. At the same time, have boundaries. You need to set healthy boundaries with your children. When they grow up, they become like our friends. They are not our children. That I failed to do that. I thought I can use my Indian mother authority. And also my husband did the same. And we had to face some tough situations. Of course, our Danny was sick and he was wheelchair bound. At one stage, he had to be in bed. That's a different story. How to cope up with the growing disability with a child. But another child is fine. So treat each child very well. Let them know that their mom and dad, they love them. And your love will go a long way. Now you may not see that. The children may say, I hate you. Sometimes, if you don't do what they want to do, without realizing what they say, I hate mom, I hate dad. That's the language sometimes they use. But they're not telling it out of their heart. That is the culture. And so we had to teach our Danny, don't say you hate that. I hate that dish that you're making, mom. No, we say, I don't like it. That's nice, I can understand that. So these are some of the tough situations I'm bringing in. And also when the teenagers begin to date, please be careful and don't be so forthright in telling, no, you cannot go with a girl. You cannot go with a boy. You stick to your girlfriends. Don't say that. Oh, you like that friend? Why do you like that? Say, enter into conversational levels. That will really smooth things better in order to process things. That you want to adopt and you want the child to adopt. Both the things you must consider. That's very important. And especially in this culture, when the teenagers are coming in, they will have boyfriends, they will have girlfriends. There's nothing wrong in having boyfriends and girlfriends, boys having girlfriends and girls. They will. In the school, they are like that. But if they develop a serious relationship, then you need to slowly inculcate some of the values in them. And your family values, you can say, or else what is the best thing in the other person's thing. You teach them to think through that and let them not regret later on. And also, even doing household chores, it's better to train the children. Come on, if it's a daughter, help me do the dishes, even if it is the son, because there is no girls' work, boys' work in this culture, unlike in India. Everything is, the dignity of labor is very much here. So you teach the child, come on, son, you just clean it for me. Mom is not doing good today, help me. Or else help dad in the car thing, go clean his car, something. They must learn to do the things at home. So when they get married or when they move on, they will not be overwhelmed and there will not be any kind of friction in their marriage. Because Indian men, they don't want to enter into kitchen, they don't know anything and they don't want to do anything. But in this culture, there is no distinction between Indian man and Indian woman. We all do everything. So we need to slowly train them also in that. So my son, after he got married, when we went there, he was doing all the dishes. And the night I got up, I came over to the kitchen and he was embarrassed that mommy is coming. And I said, oh, now you do all the cleaning and everything. You never did anything. Living with lots of regrets, Mom. That's what he said. And that really healed my wounds also. Because when I needed him, he thought Mom will take care. And he didn't have that kind of a maturity. It all boils down to when they mature, some kids will mature fast. Some kids, it takes time. But still, when you sow everything in love, that will remain. My mom told me, Dad told me.
Hold the mic like this.
That is the thing they will remember. And it is a hard process. It's not easy in this culture because our culture is totally different than what this culture is. But we are adjusting, we are learning, and they are also wanting to do. Love will prevail some of the difficult situations, and those who have faith in your God, especially I as a Christian, I believe in my God, and I pray and I tell my God, this is the situation. God, will you speak to my child? Will you help my child? Will you help my child to choose a right friend? All those things will also help a lot, depending on your faith level and on how you do things. No forcing will help. That is going to work against. And so we need to have the mindset changed, paradigm shifted, and worldviews developed. And these are, worldview is a deep level thing. Paradigm is, to a certain degree, you can change. Mindset, you have to constantly keep on changing your mindsets on certain things. And humility is very much needed. Exercise humility and love with your children. And they will watch that. Children are good observers. That will go a long way.
Thank you.
Maybe just to add, I don't have great wisdom as you shared, but 4 letters, 4 words during one seminar.
Microphone.
Just 4 words which I learned during one parenting seminar back in India from a very senior man of God who is into family seminars. So he said, with parenting, 4 very important advice he got from somewhere in United States. It was much love, much patience, much prayer, and much example setting. More than what we say, the way we are living is going to affect their lives. And I felt it was so heartwarming and so very important.
Thank you.
Thank you. Wonderful. Any other comment or questions?
I'll ask another question. One point that I struggle as a parent is working on how to appropriately set the boundaries. We grew up with discipline and structure, and fortunately or unfortunately the rules are different here, and how you exercise and how you show discipline is very different. But that is an important part of any learning, right? Like growing up, I think elementary school for us was building the habit of, coming back home, doing homework, building the habit of, every morning wake up, make sure you make your bed before you leave from the room and things like that. Those things are not really expected here. Like school doesn't expect kids who are in 2nd grade to do anything really, or even like make an effort to reinforce the learnings depending on, even if you're in a good school district. I'm curious, like what are some of the other parents that they have, that kids are in middle school, high school, probably college. How do you build that structure up, those boundaries up, so that they know that they have the right foundation to, whatever challenges they take on, those are going to be the core pillars that help them build on that. How do you build those boundaries? How do you build those values, core values?
Core values. Children have lots of toys in this culture, especially.
And it's very easy to give up and
Yeah.
move on to the next thing.
Yes, and they love toys. There is no end for them to say, that's it, I won't ask any more toy, they will say. And then the very next time when you go, they may want you to get them a toy, otherwise they will be upset. You never got me the toy, I don't want to eat. No, I'm not doing that. That kind of a childish rebellion there. If they are 2s and 3s, temper tantrums you will see, they will fall down and then kick their feet until father lifts them up and then changes their mind. That's right, but when they are growing up, you can tell them, you collect all your toys and you give them the basket or something and the bag. You need to always, you can play, but you just put all your toys back again. Those little things. And so whenever you do take certain things from the one place, try to replace it in the same area so that next time when you need that, you may not have to search it. So in that way, children will, oh, is that right? Okay, I will do that. Some kind of a thing. We have to really train them. Some kids are very tough. Not all kids are the same. So mothers and fathers, they know the mindset of the children. How to treat that child, how to treat this child, all those things the parents, they know very well. And so go according and tell them what you do is not good, you need to change something, the lowering the tone, that will help too. That should really help because children are children. And as he said, between husband and wife, your behavior also should really model the children when you talk before the children. Don't get into argument before the children. And that will embed in their mind. So try to avoid anything that is not pleasant in front of the children. That is, we need to have some kind of a discipline and a role model lifestyle that we need to develop. And so I strongly believe if you have faith in the God whom you worship, and because I worship the God who gives me strength, and I go and I pray and then do things. But I'm not saying I'm the perfect saint mother or wife or something. It is tough. But we have to have inner strength too. We should not break down. And that will not be helpful for the family. And when husband and wives are working, they both are tired by the time they return home. So the children, if they don't behave, we tend to really hit them. Here hitting is prohibited. And so give them time out. Say, you need to sit there. You cannot play because you did that. That is not good. That is bad. You need to explain to them. Don't think that you don't need to explain, but you can only punish them. They should understand. They will not understand. They will be angry and upset with you, and they will repeat the same. So explain to them what you did was wrong. That's why mom is telling you to sit there for half an hour. That is kind of a punishment they can get. Never ever use harsh words and don't hit them. In India, hitting is very much encouraged. If you don't hit a child, the child will not learn anything. That's what we were brought up. And after we got nice hitting from the parents. But we learned a lot and we loved our parents. But the culture here is different. If they go and tell the teacher, my dad hit me, my mom hit me, they will inform the social worker. And the social worker will come and the children will always tell the truth. Yeah, my mom did that. And then it will become an issue with the city. And so they may want to take the child away and do all sorts of unwanted things that we never wanted to happen in an Indian family. So
The jackfruit. Right. We'll end up with the jackfruit.
To add to that, it's an interesting conversation. I only, in this seminar, I could call it a part one or an elementary introduction seminar, because there are so many other areas we did not have time to discuss, like how would be the peer pressure works, and you talked about the discipline, or is it disciplining or punishing? Is it a punishment or discipline? And how the other culture is dealing with that.
Right.
And in the other culture, that is called the American culture, also there is a good area and there is a bad area. How American culture deals with the weddings and marriages, and how people get married, and how the marriages get long. These are some of the issues we have not discussed. And then one different major thing I see is the Indian parents, they dream about the children's future. But if you have watched the American society, your neighbor may be a PhD in UCSD. He would be mowing the lawn and other things. And then his child will be a second grade teacher. And she will be very satisfied, and the professor will also be very satisfied. But we Indian parents, my father always said, I didn't go to college. I only do a diploma thing. You have to go to college. You should get degree. So what we think is our children should excel us. Excel in which way? In our terms. Because if we earn $1,000 a month, they should earn $2,000. If we have an ordinary car, they should have a nice car. This is our expectation. But if I was connected with some American schools also, and I used to go and visit the children, and some of the children whose parents are big medical doctors and surgeons, their children, they will, if I ask, what do you want to do? I'm going to be a fire engine driver. Or then this girl will tell, I'm going to be a social worker in Uganda.
Yeah.
And in the beginning I used to say, did you get the parents' permission? No. That's my dream. That's my goal. But what do your parents think? Well, they don't think anything. They only grew me up to a certain level and keep on telling me, whatever your dream is, if it is a right dream and if it is helpful, you go ahead with that. We have to ask the question, are we willing to do that? So such questions are hard to ask. Maybe in this seminar we are open to some of the concepts, because we come from a developing nation, we should not forget. And our parents, most of them were ruled by the colonial era. So what they think is their education is low, their children education should be bigger, and they should be bigger. So most of us, I still remember when we went to college at that time, long time ago, in the pre-university class, our professor asked, How many people want to be engineers? Half of the class. At that time, becoming engineer is the goal. Or becoming a doctor. So most of the Indian people, they think, Indian parents, most, not all, either my son or daughter should become an engineer or a computer engineer or a medical doctor. Why? Because it brings lot of money. It brings fame and name. But the children may not like that. My grandson is interested in only computer graphing. What is that?
Animation.
Computer?
Animation.
Animation. From early age, he was doing some animation. It was very silly animations, but now he is doing a bachelor degree and doing a wonderful animation. And what we think, and if we tell somebody, oh yeah, that has a great future. He can go to Hollywood, he can go to New York, and he can earn a lot of money. So our whole thinking is only how our children will earn more money. Because that was generationally passed on to us. It is the money will make everybody happy. I want to tell a sad story also. This is a storytelling. One night, we were in Anaheim in a rental home. At the midnight, there was a knock at the door. Midnight. We opened and there was a girl standing, Indian girl, you can look at that. Gujarati girl. And then, what do you want? They said, somebody said that you are a priest or a pastor or a good man, so can I sleep one night here? Why? Because some gang people are following me to kill me. Why? Who are you? And we were shocked when she said, in the Pioneer Boulevard there is a little India, and where they have a jewelry shop and a diamond shop. It is the richest shop in that. She is the daughter of that man, owner. Why? I left my home. The parents are not spending any time with me. They were only interested in money. So I ran out of my home, joined some gang groups, and we fought, and I was misused. I was so many times went the wrong way. Will you please help me? I think Auntie talked with her the whole night or helped her. But the next morning she left, isn't it?
After she started coming to our church,
Mm.
and I took her to the church.
But what I'm trying to tell is the parents' dream should be aligned with the children's dream if it is a good dream. It's not you, maybe your parents' dream you are fulfilling, that's fine. But are we fulfilling our children's dream if it is an alignment with us? We can motivate them, we can encourage them. Even Ranjini encouraged our older boy to play piano. Because here, all the parents, whatever they missed in India, or they could not afford in India. Some of them could not afford golf, so they are going and playing golf and forcing their children to play golf. And they are not interested in golf, they are interested in basketball. So whatever they missed there, they want to input that into their children's mind. And I remember that 11, 12-year-old boy, he was asked to go to the piano class. He didn't like that. He was running, and he will check whether Auntie Ranjini is following him, and he will play. And then after some time, he rebelled. He said, I don't want this piano. And we were not rich at that time. We were students and we were struggling. In spite of that, we wanted to give them a piano lesson. It didn't work. And then now he has his son and they bought a piano. And then when Rajini asked my older son, "Oh, we sent you to piano, you didn't learn piano, you are giving piano to your son." Well, mommy, lots of things to regret. so in one way, he was right, in one way, we were right, but we struggled. It was a tug of war. So maybe the concept of tug of war, where there is a pulling, they are pulling this side, you are pulling that side, think about that. I cannot answer all the questions, but I give you the concept, some concepts, not all the concepts, to think about it. Your children are your children. You love them. You want to have a future for them. But sometimes, as Rajini said, you give your children to God. Maybe God has a plan for them. Maybe it aligns with us, then it's wonderful. Fine. Any other questions? Yes. Take the microphone.
About the language, I think I missed, if you have concluded it, sorry, Master. Where should we draw the line, or like where? Let me give some context. My kids, I don't want them to learn Telugu because it is I feel it's of no use for them when they are living here. Okay, you were telling about things about you have interest of writing novels and all. If God has a purpose and He has a plan for them to learn Telugu and minister in Telugu, He is going to somehow bring them up. Whether I think it, I don't think it doesn't matter. If it is in His purpose, they'll learn it. But to my parents when they talk, to the grandparents when they talk, right? So that's where I feel like they should know Telugu. that's the only hesitation I have. But this is what I told my mom as well. Mom, anyways, you are going to come here, you need to learn English. So you learn English so that you can communicate with them. And she's a graduate, so she can understand English, not an issue. And my in-laws, they are fine, they can talk in English. And the kids, they talk Telugu a little bit, not that fluent, and they sing songs and all. I'm okay with that. So am I pushing, should I push them or should I don't push them? Or what do you suggest? I don't know if you concluded that, I missed it if you.
No, it's a wonderful question. That's like in the future seminars, it's like discipline or punishment. And one interesting thing is visiting relatives from India. And they will come and they will stay here 6 months and they will go back. And then at the same time, you take your children to India. These are all realities. These are not hypotheses, it's realities. So even in that movie which we talked, after going there, they learn more. And in the early stages, what will happen, when whatever you send them to your Telugu class here, or a Marathi Bengali class or a Tamil class here, they will not learn as fast. If they go for 1 year Tamil class here or Telugu class here, if you go for 1 month, they will learn more in 1 month in Andhra or Telangana than here in California, for the very simple reason. Your in-laws are graduates, your mother, father are graduates, they will try to talk to them in English, try to help them. But the so-called servants and helpers and the market people, street people, everybody will say, hey, you are from America, so they will suddenly talk in Tamil, they will suddenly talk in English. So these people will be nervous, your children will be nervous to go to India, and sometimes they will love India because they want their nervousness. Sometimes they want to go in the roller coaster in the Disneyland. So something like that. When are we going to India? When are we going to India? So why? Because the street people and the neighbors will come and talk to me in Telugu, in Marathi, in Bengali, and I will get the nervousness. I like the nervousness. And I also want to learn. So with this English, they will teach them English. With their Telugu or their language, they will learn quickly. And then I have seen all my church people going to India, and then mostly Tamil people going to India and come back with more Tamil. The little children will come back with more Tamil. And then that will fade away little by little. As the months go, weeks go, year go. I forgot to bring that chart. Somebody did a PhD. First generation, what are their inclinations? What are the second generation's inclinations? In the second generation also, it depends upon your parents. You are growing with the influence of your parents, isn't it? They inculcated. So maybe you inculcate the importance of learning a language, which will help. It may not help in UCSD medical school, but it will help. Suppose if they want to go as a medical helper, medical missionary we call, and somewhere in Andhra Pradesh villages, and that will help. It's in somewhere, I think somebody Rajani pointed out, reasoning out. It's more reasoning out than authoritative way. It's mostly argumentative. Then that's what I say. It's the tug of war. Sometimes you may win, sometimes they may win. So they will bring all sorts of questions. They will bring all sorts of things. I and my first son, who was in college, we used to have a debate actually, which is a better marriage arrangement. Is it arranged marriages, or the so-called love marriages, or selective marriages here in this culture? So he will bring, how will you marry a girl without dating? So I said, sometimes you buy the car, you don't check the car, you go to the expert, and then they check the car and they certify, isn't it? So here, the experts are your parents. So the parents, and in good old days, it's not only work related, it's also caste related and village related. So they know every family. So instead of you just go for one date and then you marry her. No. That's not the way we date. We date maybe one date, 2 dates, it goes well, it doesn't go well, so we change. Sorry, our date is not going well, so bye-bye, we will be just friends. That's the culture here. And then you go for the second date, and the third date, and finally you click with one, isn't it? That is the same thing in India, Thambi. Thambi is an younger brother. So instead of son, I use Thambi, son, you listen to me. That's the way your grandfather found a girl for me. They wanted this girl, they wanted that girl. Yes?
Purse. Purse.
Oh. So, he said, is that right? So, that so-called arranged marriage and the so-called love marriage has all more similarities. Oh yes. And then you know what, son? Yes. Which will long last? You take the, no, it's not this. You take the statistics of American marriages. How many divorces happen? You go to the Indian marriages, arranged marriages, how they are going along. There are frictions all the way, there are struggles, and how it is long lasting. The statistics should speak. Oh yeah? Yeah. So, finally we find a girl for him because our friends daughter. He has seen her when she was young. And then when he went for a trip, mission trip, she saw her. He has seen her as a little girl. And then she saw her as a grown-up girl. Wow, she's so beautiful. She's nice. And then I said, we are arranging. No, I have a date with her. My goodness. So you get the permission from your in-laws, your parents, and they agreed because they know the son. So they had so many questions and then this and that, and it worked well, and they are living. I would not say happily or unhappily, they are continuing, and they had 2 children. So we are grandparents. What I am trying to tell in this seminar is, you spend time with your kid. In which level they grow. If they are in the elementary school level, they are in the elementary school thinking. If they are going to the high school level, they are in the high school thinking. If they are in the college level, they are in the college level thinking. Read some books. And find out how your contemporaries of the other culture would do. There is an association called Christian Families or something. How to grow a child in their faith with their family. And in that there is some articles how to discipline your children. Because as I see in this past so many years, the disciplinary action is either too good or too bad. Because some parents want to use the same disciplinary action which they went through in India. Hard way. And some parents do not know how to discipline, and they only go the other end. Giving whatever they want. If they cry, stop crying, I will give you whatever you want. That's not a good thing. So either this is not a good thing, that is not a good thing. So somehow find a balance. Only you can find a balance. Because that's your child. And as Rajini used the word boundary. So we have to have a boundary with our children. And then as they grow, the boundary grows. So help, think, and that's it. So I think the time is up. If there are more questions, we will meet you on next seminar. I don't know when it will be. Maybe after 3 months or something. We have to get a place, we have to kind of find. It's not easy to arrange even a small seminar. First of all, we should have a hall. I was thinking of Martin, he has so many friends, and if such a seminar could be arranged in a library or something, yeah. So he has friends, he lived here 25 years. He has his wonderful plans also how to do some programs in the summer in the library. So the library, here for 1 hour we have to pay $60, so we are exceeding our 3-hour limit. and also we have arranged food and everything. For some reason, if you want to participate in the expenses, we announce it's free dinner, free lunch, and free seminar. So, but nothing is free. Somebody has spent some money, so that either the church or I belong to an organization called Global Friends Network, and they sponsored this. So, if you want to participate in the expenses, if you want to write a check, you can write a check to Global Friends Network, and whichever way. But it's not compulsory, or it's not. You are not obligated to do that. Otherwise, you can say they invite free and they take offering or give a ticket. So before food, we always pray to God that God will bless this food and fellowship. So meet friends and make friends, and this is a good gathering, and maybe till we meet again as a seminar. If you want to come to our church, it's a Tamil church, but once in a while we conduct in English. I speak English and Tamil, English only. So if we can announce that you can come and worship the Lord with us. And if you speak Telugu, you can go to the Telugu fellowship. So let us pray. Loving Father, we thank you for this 2-3 hours we spent in your sanctuary. In one way, it's a holy place. People come and worship God Almighty. And we heard so many things about parenting. Thank you. As I look this promising young parental group, and with our lovely, beautiful, intelligent, wonderful kids in the other room, my heart goes for them. And in your name, I want to bless them, Father. I want to bless them with wisdom. I want to bless them with courage. I want to bless them with finding the purpose of life. I want to bless them so that they will have special grace and mercy to grow their children. And I want every child in the other room, every youth will be protected. Because there is good things in this culture, there is bad things in this culture. The same way we have our bad culture and good culture. It's my prayer today that these parents will be good in both, as well as their parents and children will be good in both. Now we want you to bless the food which we brought, and also the fellowship time, making friendship time. In Jesus' name, Amen. One time I went to Washington, D.C. to meet with some other people, and my leader said, come on, at that time we have the business cards, not cell phones. And then he said, give your business cards and exchange your business cards. And then nowadays I want to tell you, you exchange your cell phone numbers and get to know each other and develop a more friendship in this. God bless you as you go. And please leave the pink sheets of the table.
Thank you. Thank you.